I'm Jim Clark, and welcome to the ECAC Men's Lacrosse edition of our preview. We're talking with head coach Jason Fautas. And Jason, you guys have been really working since September, and the conditions then were good. Now you're in the middle of a deep freeze. How do you get ready for the opener with what you have to deal with right now?
We basically go with the flow. Weather's the one thing we cannot control. We definitely get out there when we can get out there, but we definitely, right now, we're inside some days, outside some days, and get in the weight room. And I think the classroom is a big part too. Just, re-establishing all our systems and plays, and refreshing the guys' memory a little bit.
And this is our second year now with the Lacrosse. Talk about the differences between last year and this year's second team.
The big difference this year compared to last year is that we are a very young team. If you look up, a majority of our roster is all freshmen, first-year freshmen. So, we're definitely hitting a little bit of a learning curve there. So that's one of the big major differences.
How about your strengths as you get set to start this thing?
One of our strengths is that we do have a veteran player at every position that has game time experience from last year, which is definitely a key for us.
Talk about some of the veterans.
Some of the veterans are Mason Axline is an attackman for us. Josh Jacobs is a midfielder for us. And Nick Sabatino on the defensive end. They all bring valuable components to the team and great leadership.
You talked about a lot of newcomers. Talk about these first-year guys who are making an impact.
Yeah, no, we definitely have a few of them out there, in the midfield. Brian Krim, Alex Hudgens, as well as our defenseman Mark Guzik, all athletic players that are going to see the field right away and get their feet wet for sure.
Let's talk about the league now, the ECAC. Who's the sleeper in this thing? Could it be us?
I think right now, just looking at it compared to last year, I think Lindenwood is definitely a sleeper out there. They're a very solid team, and, I think they could definitely surprise some people for sure.
8 teams in the league, 4 make the postseason. What will it take for us to be one of those 4 teams?
The key for us is using every game as a learning experience and learning from each game, and taking those experiences and, hopefully ultimately playing our best lacrosse at the end of the season for sure.
Who do you guys target? Who's the guy they go, we have to win this game? Who do you target as a rival?
I don't know if we have one big target yet, being such a new program, and we haven't really established that rivalry yet. But, definitely all the games are big. The ECAC being so competitive and stuff, I think at this level, every game's a big game, because it can go either way. And you guys put so much heart and effort in preparing for the game each week that, you only have 2 hours to show for it on Saturday. So they're all big games.
What will it take for us to reach the goals you want them to reach?
I think ultimately for us to reach where we need to get to is we got to be coachable. We have to learn being such a young team and learn from our mistakes and be able to adjust and move on in such a, game to game and being able just to keep moving forward. So, but being coachable I think is the key.
But thanks, Jason, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
I'm Jim Clark. That's the Walsh University ECAC Men's Lacrosse Preview.